Hey y'all, I'm just trying to get everything set up, all the technical stuff here. I'm hoping that this is going to show up on my computer so I can see the notes and comments and any questions. I don't know. Let's see. If you can see me, how about somebody sending me a message and letting me know? I see me. Okay, I'm here. All right, good. Now I can check questions and comments. Okay, hey, it's Terry from Creations by Book Nook and Granny. And today is my very first live. I plan to do some more of these, so I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But tonight what we're going to do is it's like the first session, because this is actually going to take a couple of nights. I'm looking at me here on the telephone, and then I'm looking at me on the computer. It's like we're not synced. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so this is what we're going to do. Let's see if you can see it. This is one of the wreaths that I've made, and I've had a lot of people ask me about them, and they want to know how to make them, what I made them out of. So I thought that I would do a complimentary class on how to make these wreaths. So this is just one. I've done a lot. You've probably seen a lot of different colors and all that. You can't really see it. Why can't you see? Wait a minute. Yeah, there. Okay, you can see it. I want to make sure you can see it on the computer screen. So here's all you need. This is a really easy and very inexpensive wreath to make. It takes a little bit of time, but it's pretty easy. Okay, so you're going to need one of these neat wreath forms, okay? Just one. And then you're also going to need, believe it or not, plastic tablecloths. And all of this came from the dollar store, all right? So it's $1 for, just hit myself in the face with the price tag, $1 for the wreath form, $1 for the tablecloth, all right? Now, as to how many of tablecloths, it really depends. I would say probably about 3. I always do, well, for the most part, I do several different colors. So I get 1 per color, and I always have extras left over. So we'll kind of try it and see how it goes. But I'd say 3. So if you're going to have 3 different colors, 1 of each. If you're going to have all 1 color, then just get 3 of those. All right. So now what we're going to try to do is see if I can navigate this my phone down so you can see it. I just bought this really cool new mount from Akron, and it's got a place for my phone, and then it's got a place for my tablet, but my tablet won't be here until Friday. So once I get it, I'm going to try to figure out how to go back and forth so that you can see my face and then see my hands. So tonight we're just doing the phone one, so it's going to be awkward. Y'all are my guinea pigs, okay? So here we go. So tablecloth, get the rectangular ones. I goofed the other day and bought a bunch of white round ones. And I made them work, but it's a whole lot easier if you get the rectangular ones. And what I'm doing tonight is I am making an Ohio State wreath. My son-in-law is an Ohio State fan, and he asked me to make one for their front door. And I found this really cool Ohio State ribbon on Etsy, and then I ordered from a really nice place called Craft Corner. I ordered some red, black, and white different design ribbons that hasn't come in yet. It should be here by the end of the week. I'm hoping so I can show you how I do that. But anyway, so I'll be adding these after the wreath's done to kind of dress it up and make it more Ohio State, okay? So I have, hold on. I have already cut out the silver, which pewter I think is what Ohio State calls it, and the white, and the black. And what I do is after I cut out the pieces, I just store them in a Ziploc bag. It makes it a lot easier. I will warn you, they slip and slide all over the place. They're really easy to lose. I do this when I'm watching my grandson Riker, and my daughter constantly tells me that she finds pieces of this underneath the sofa because it just kind of slithers down. So keep an eye out on that. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out how to make sure you can see what I'm working on. So Let's see if I can bring you down. This is all new technology for me. Watch, the phone's gonna come off or something. Ooh. Now I'm gonna have to totally depend on the computer to tell me what's going on. Okay, so you're gonna cut this into 4 strips, all right? Now, I will warn you that you have this one flap when you turn it over that's not quite the same length or width as the rest of it. You can do one of 2 things. You can either just go ahead and cut that off and cut those pieces separate, or you can leave it there and ignore it. Okay. One thing I want to tell you is that this is not an exact science. You don't have to do it perfect. When you get these on the wreath, it all just works so beautifully. So don't freak out if everything's not even. Move these out of this way and see if you can see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Okay. I have to kind of come over here so I can see what I'm doing here. All right. So here's the piece. Okay. And unfortunately, you're kind of going... All right. So what I do is I cut it in half, and then I cut each half in half. All right. I tell you, get a really good pair of scissors, strong scissors. It does not work using a rotary blade, okay? It just tears it up and shreds it, and it's way too hard. Ooh, I didn't put my blade back. Uh-oh. It's just way too hard to use. So use a really good pair of scissors. They have to be heavy-duty ones, all right? So I just go right down the middle, and I don't measure it. I don't use a ruler, anything like that, because as I said, it really doesn't have to be any exact science. And you can already see mines are all over the place and not even. No big deal, okay? So now I have 2 pieces, and you see what happened here. It didn't quite go all the way through. All right, and that's that one odd piece. So we'll come back and worry about that later. We have one on the other side of it too, but we'll come back and worry about that later too. Okay, so we have this piece, and we're going to go right down the center of this one as well. And you're going to do this with each one of your tablecloths. And like I said, it's not a big deal where they have to be equal. They have to be even. It doesn't matter once it's on the wreath, okay? So then you take this and you fold it in half. Keep your finger in here so that you can keep where the fold mark is. See where my finger is? Okay, and then just cut that in half. Okay, now you have 2 pieces. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of cut in a round shape, sort of like you're making a petal, and you're going to have to cut real hard because you do have quite a few thicknesses here at this point. And now you can see here that I'm off a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but I'm off a little bit. It's not a big deal. Just slide it up a little bit and then cut on this edge too. And now what I have is my first stack. I guess they're like petals, okay? All right, so that's that one. Now we have this one, and as you can see, it has the fold on the side of it. So we're going to find the half or the fold point. And this is kind of tricky because this stuff sticks together. But we're going to see where the half or where the fold is. And okay, that's part of that weird one that I told you about. Okay, so there's my halfway or my center point where the fold is, and I'm just going to cut along the fold. It's a lot easier on this one because it's not quite as thick as the rest of it. And you're going to do this on both sides that have the fold. All right, and then I'm going to fold this in half, put my finger there so I don't lose my fold. And then I'm going to cut again. And then I'm going to make my petal shapes. So I'm just going to cut kind of round. And you can see the kind of round. And then we're going to do it on this side. And that one kind of got away from me. And you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. That's my next set of petals. And then I have the other part of it. Put my finger in so I don't lose my fold point. fold it in half, cut it, and do petals. And again, as you see, it's not even. It doesn't matter. You can either, you know, cut down to make it even or whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's not a big important thing, okay? Now, I have this little flap from last time. Okay, there we go. So we're nice and straight now. You can see that. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go right down the middle and cut it in half. And sometimes if you kind of hold your fingers or hold it over here, sometimes you can get it where it's a little bit easier to cut. This is why I said you really need to have a good set of scissors that are heavy duty. You're cutting through a lot of layers. All right, so there we go. And now we're going to fold this one again. Put my finger in there so I don't lose my center point. All right, now I have both pieces, and now I'm going to cut my petals. And you can see right here where, I don't know if you can see, where it kind of got all scraggly and the edges are uneven. It really does not matter. Okay. Alrighty, and we're going to do this one too. I have actually, where I haven't gotten cut, couple of times where I haven't cut through all the folds, and I end up with pieces, a couple that are still full, still have the fold. It's no big deal. Just keep your scissors with you, and you can. Oh, look at that! I got it first time out. I got the full part. You can, if that happens, and you happen to be actually working on the wreath, and the it hasn't, you find a piece that wasn't cut all the way through, just keep a pair of scissors with you and cut as you go. It's no big deal. Now, I have seen on YouTube where a lot of ladies are cutting this in thirds instead of fourths. That makes a really fat petal, and I've tried that and I really don't like it. I like my wreaths to be very, oops, I didn't get my finger in there. That's what happens. I like my wreaths to be very full, and I found that when you use 1/3 instead of 1/4, that it makes it kind of not quite as full and a little bit, I don't know, the petals just don't seem to work as well when they're that fat. So I kind of like them to be, you know, like this. You imagine if this is 1/4. Imagine how much fatter it would be if it was 1/3. I really don't like that. So it's up to you, though. You could try it and see if you like it. I mean, these things are pretty forgiving, so you could do it that. Give it a try. The cool thing about this is you can do it in any color scheme you want. If you've looked on my Book Nook and Granny page, group page, you'll see I did one all in one color. I've done them in several different colors. I've done them with one row in one color. And I'm just going to get rid of these little scraps here. I've done some that were all mixed up. So you can try different things. And the cool thing is as you start doing this, you're going to come up with different ideas and make it work for you. And the cool thing is this is good for any season. Now, this particular wreath form that I got from the dollar store, they normally have the black ones, or actually I guess they're, I don't know, pewter colored or whatever. Right now they have ones that are silver, and they have gold ones, and then they have the regular colored ones. I liked this silver one because silver is one of the colors in the Ohio State color scheme, so I thought that would be kind of cool. All right, now the next thing is you have to decide when you start doing, I'm going to take a stack out of each one so that I have them here to work with. You have to decide what you want your pattern to be. And you know what? That's just kind of, you got to play with it and see what you like. All right. I normally, if I'm doing mixed colors like this, I normally do in groups of 2. All right. So that's what I'm going to do here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just one piece. Okay. And I'm going to find, can you see here where the where the joint is? I'm going to start at the out. This is, when you look at the wreath, there's a side where that's kind of caved in, And then there's the side where it sticks out. The side that sticks out, that's the front, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at this joint, and I'm simply going to slip this in here, okay, and tie it. Real technical, huh? Real difficult. Don't pull it too tight or you'll stretch the plastic, but that's all you do, all right? So I said, now when you're doing this, you really have to be careful because these things stick together, all right? So I just have another piece, and I'm going to go under and up and tie it. And if you tighten it close to the bar here instead of up here, you have less possibility of stretching it. So now I have to figure out what my color scheme is going to be. So I think, I'm going to look what this is. All right, so I think I'm going to go, yeah, black, then gray. Let's see if, well, we can look at it. And the cool thing about in the beginning is that if I don't like how this first group looks, I can move them out of the way and insert the colors that I in the pattern that I want. Okay, so we're going to see how it goes this way. Now, remember what I said? Sometimes you get a piece that's not cut all the way through. It happens because this stuff is so slippery, so it kind of goes wherever it wants to. So there's just one piece. I'm going to try it black, gray, red, white. And then I'll see if I like it that way or not. And if not, then I'll move these out of the way and try another way. So what did I say? Black, gray, red. At first I was thinking I was going to do each bar, because there's 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was going to do like 1 bar in black, 1 in silver, 1 in red, 1 in white. I don't know. I looked at one of the fall ones that I did. Well, actually this one, whoops, I just lost it. There you go for live TV. But on this one, I did it in black and, see if you can see it. I did it in black and purple and orange, and I did in 2s, okay? And I just mixed it all up, and I really like the way this one came out. I also have another one where I did it in fall colors with green, and I did the same thing, 3 different colors and did in increments of 2, and I like the way that came out. So I'm gonna try that on this one, and we'll see if I like it or not. All right, so now that I've thrown it all over the place, this is kind of awkward for me because I usually place the wreath form between my knees and hold it that way, so I'm kind of having to make sure that y'all can see it. So I'm going to do one thing real fast. So now the white, and again, really make sure that you've only got 1 piece at a time, otherwise it gets really bulky if you happen to mess up and put 2 in. Hope y'all can see that. It's just, and then just tie it 1 time. Don't tie it in a knot or anything like that. And it will move up and down and around your form. That's okay. So we're going to try another. I did 2 of each color, I think. Yep, 2 of each color. So now we're going to start back with black. And by the time I finish another round, hopefully I'll get an idea if I like it this way or not. When I first made my first one, I don't know if y'all saw it, if not, I'll try to find a picture and post it. I did one for my front door for right now, because, you know, it's kind of in between seasons. It's not really, well, you know, not for another couple weeks maybe. Is it really fall time where we put out the fall stuff and the Halloween stuff? So I made a sunflower one to put in on my front door, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I got kind of addicted to these things after doing that. So you want to make sure it stays nice and full. And that one was is absolutely gorgeous. Now that one was all yellow. And when I started, or when I did that one, because it was my very first one, it probably took me maybe almost a week to make that one. Did I do that right? No. See, what I did is I skipped. All right. Can you see what I did? It's supposed to be black, gray. Oh, no, I did it right. Black, gray, red, white. Okay, I did it right. I thought I had mixed it up. Okay. So, anyway, so it took me like a week to do that one. And, of course, I didn't just sit down all day long and do nothing but it. But, you know, I was doing it while we were watching TV at night. And sometimes you have to kind of use your fingers to, you know, like you're sorting papers. You have to lick your fingers and sort these things because they kind of get stuck. I don't know. Let's try one more round and see if we like it this way. Anyway, so it took me about a week of working on it 2 or 3 hours a night. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are really labor intensive. I don't know if I want to do these. But now I can almost, I watched my 5-month-old grandson, Riker. I'm sure you've all seen my beautiful grandson, my brand new grandson. He's not brand new anymore. He's a whole 5 months old. But anyway, I watch him on Mondays and Fridays. And I can normally, if he takes, you know, a normal baby nap, I can normally get almost one done each day. Aha! See, this is what I was talking about. Every now and then you'll get one that didn't get the round edges cut because it was all, you know, it's not always even, and it didn't get cut in the center. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my petal, and then I'm just gonna cut this in half. If these were all, if this stuff didn't slide so much, it might not happen, but it slides. Okay. So anyway, I can usually make one a day if I'm just watching Riker and, you know, while he's taking his nap. So they go a lot faster once you learn how to do it. And they're kind of mindless. You can just do this all the time. And you're not even thinking about it. Sort of like if you're crocheting and after you get the pattern down, you don't need to look at the directions anymore. You just keep on going. All right, so I do have to constantly watch, go back and look and see what my pattern was, because otherwise I will mess it up. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do we like this pattern of black, silver, red, white? Okay, so when this is, oh, that's not bad. Look, now you can see. All right, I like it. When you're kind of looking at it at the beginning, I'm not sure, but when I look at it, like, oh, I do like that. And when I had the ribbons that I bought some really cool ribbons to go along with this one. So when I put that in there, that is going to be perfect. Now, these, because it's plastic tablecloths, they're safe to go outdoors. You do have to watch what you're accessorizing it with, though, to make sure that, you know, the ribbon should be okay outdoors. But anyway, you have to take that in consideration when you're adding your accessories. Okay, so here's what we're planning to do. And I've been kind of talking about it on my book, Nook and Granny. Do y'all want to know where I got the name book, Nook and Granny? Yeah, I homeschooled Caitlin and Timothy, who are now 30 and 31. And when we first moved to Florida, you know, I'd just gotten off of active duty with the Navy. When we moved to Florida, being, you know, once I started homeschooling, I couldn't work. Okay, I couldn't go off and work because I had to homeschool the kids. So I had to figure out a way to help make extra money. And I found out that there was a very large market for selling textbooks and other homeschool supplies on eBay. So I set up an eBay account, and it was Book Nook and Granny. You know, Book Nook, and I was a granny already then. So that's where the name came from, for Book Nook and Granny. So when I got ready to start doing this craft gig, which all of you know I did once the travel ban went into effect, and we're not able to book travel like we were before. We still have to eat and pay our bills, so I had to find another way to make some extra money. And so I was trying to come up with a name, and it dawned on me I really did like the name Book Nook and Granny, so I just made it Book Nook and Granny Creations. So that's where it came from, in case y'all were wondering. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing online live classes like this with art projects. And then I'm also going to do some online paint parties, okay? And I'm going to do one complimentary paint party as soon as I figure out the technical things that I was talking about, where I can go back and forth between you seeing me and you seeing when I'm painting. And y'all can kind of tell me what you think. Do you want to do, you can put this in the comment section, do you want to do the Witches Be Crazy painting, which I posted on my page, but I'll post it in the comments. Do you want to do the Witches Be Crazy, Witches Be Crazy painting, which is a little bit, complicated, but I will, I'll walk you all through it. You can either do the Witches Be Crazy one, or we can do a relatively easy prayer painting. So put in the comments what you think you'd like to do, and I'll make a decision after I see what everybody says. I'm still looking at this pattern, trying to decide if I really like it. So I'm going to do one complimentary painting party online. And then after that, I will be offering paint parties online in 2 ways. Well, paint parties anyway. So one way that you can do it is I will send you the kit, and it'll include the canvas, which will have the pattern or the design that we're going to be doing for that paint party already traced on it for you, and it'll have the paints and the brushes and everything you need to do that project. Okay, or you can just sign up to do the I'm going to try something here. I'm not sure about... Yeah, I guess it's good. Okay, or you can just sign up to do the paint party, and I will send you the tracer, and you can buy your own canvas and graphite paper and transfer it onto the canvas yourselves. And then I'll give you the list of the paints that you'll need and all the other supplies you need, and you can go buy those yourself. So I'll offer it in both ways, depending on which way you want to do it. Whether you want to buy the kit, or you just want to sign up for the class and you'll buy your own supplies. So we're going to be doing that, but I'm going to do the first one first. So you have to let me know whether you want to do a the Witches Be Crazy or the painted prayer. Okay. And then, and the other thing is, too, I'm going to be selling paint kits, or art kits for a lot of other projects that you can do, and they'll include everything you need, and there'll be some for kids, too. So kind of keep an eye out for that. I'm getting the canvases ready right now so that we can do that. So it'll be a couple of different options. It's just if you want, if you want something for the kids, or if you want to try something yourself. One other thing, if you see anything that I'm making that you don't want to take the time to make it, but you like it and you want to buy it, let me know. Or a couple people did this just recently. They saw things I made and they liked it basically, but they wanted to they wanted in different colors, and so they told me what their color scheme was, and I am making them wreaths to match their color scheme. So I will do that as well. Now, as far as how many do you put in between each one of these little things, that is totally up to you and based on how full do you want it. Okay, I constantly keep pushing down. You see where I'm making more space between the next joint and what I'm finishing? I'm constantly pushing down so that I can keep it as full as possible. And if you kind of scrunch it like this, so you get an idea of what it's going to look like, okay? That way you can kind of decide, all right, now, that's cool. You can decide what you want to do. See what happened right here? I had one that's really way off on size. So we're just going to go and make a new little kettle and trim that, give that guy a haircut. Okay? All right. So, and I think it's this stack. They're longer than the other stack. Nope, they're not. Okay, but this one doesn't have a petal, and it's not cut in half. So, as you're doing it and working it, just keep pushing, pushing, pushing until it's nice and tight and full. And you know what? I'll bet you if you were ever to go back, if you're really OCD and you go back and you look and see how many are in between each rung, it's going to be different between rungs. Because it's like I said, it's just no fine science. You do it by sight, all right? Now, with these wreaths, after you're done, you can put if you're doing Halloween ones or fall ones, you can put pumpkins in them. You can put leaves in them. You saw a couple of them. I did ornaments, Halloween colored ornaments in them. I am working on one right now that is the Day of the Living Dead, and it's going to have painted skeletons on it. And I also got a coffin, a little cardboard coffin that I'm going to kind of play with and see if I can put that on there. You can put ribbons throughout it, like I did with my beach theme one. So you could do that, or you could just do a big bow on it, like I did with the one I showed you a few minutes ago. So it's all up to you. Just kind of play it by ear. All right, red, white, and then that takes, and I think that's probably going to be the last row in this, or the last set in this particular joint, okay? I think we're going to skip over to the next joint. Okay, so it gets a little bit harder as you get closer to that joint. All right, so what do we think? You think that's full enough for that one joint? Oh, look at, I still have room. I can do a whole nother set. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another set. Like I said, I really like mine full. I don't like to look like they're emaciated, all right? Now, you're going to do this all the way around. I do it where I go all the way around on the outside. I saw some people do it. They do this row, and then they do the third row, and then the second row, and then the first row. You can do that if you want to. It's totally up to you. I tried that a couple times, and I ended up all of a sudden looking, and I had missed a row here and there. So this just is easier for me, especially if I'm not going to be doing this all at one time, and I'm going to be stopping and doing other things. It works better for me to just go around one row at the entire row at a time, so that I know where I left off. And when you go back to start the row underneath, you kind of look at the color scheme that was above and try to keep the pattern going, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. Right here, I'm finishing off this at this joint with white, okay? All right. So, of course, when I start here, since black is the beginning of my new series, I'll start with black. When I come here on this row, because I have white here, I'll start with black going that way. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So, going this way, I'll start with black that way. Going here, I'll start with black going this way. All right? Okay, I think... Oh, guess what? You see what I did? Can you see what I did? Look what I did. I forgot the gray. All right? And the cool thing is, all I have to do is it goes... That gray is just push those two aside and add my two gray ones in the middle there. Now, to be honest with you, would anybody notice if I hadn't done it? Probably not, but I did notice it, so I'm going to go ahead and fix it. So it's, I've lost my color scheme. I do this constantly. Okay, so gray after black. Old age. Oh, and I think this is going to be another one. Yep, it's another one that has a long tail on it. So, I'm going to cut a little. Okay. And I have a lot of weird pieces here. Boy, this got cut really strange. So, these for some reason are too long. And I'm going to even them back out. and not cut in half. I don't think those tablecloths, when they're folded by the machines and put in the plastic bags that they sell them in, I'm not really sure that they're all folded perfectly, so that's why we get all these weird shapes that come up. Okay, so I'm going to tuck one more red in there, and that'll finish that series. If you ever do it, that's a good thing. You don't have to worry about it. You can just slip in there. And we should be done with that first row. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of see if you can figure this, if I can show it to you. You see where the pieces are on the outside? So I'm just going to tuck them so that it looks like that. All right? You see how that looks? Hopefully you can see that. So that means that it's all pushed up like this. All right? So it looks pretty cool. Hope that looks pretty cool to you. I'm kind of watching it on the computer because there's a delay, and I want to make sure that you can see what it looks like. It looks pretty good. All right. Okay, so that's all we're going to do tonight, because you don't need to watch me go around and around. But if you want to give it a try, go ahead and get your wreath form and your plastic tablecloths at the dollar store. Cut them like I said, and if you get kind of confused, I'm going to put this back up now. Let's see. Hold on. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Yay, there I am. If you get confused, you have any questions, just, message me and let me know. But anyway, try it. Start working on it. And hopefully tomorrow night, it depends on how far I get. If I get it done tomorrow night, I'll kind of bring it on and I'll show you where we are. Maybe I'll come on just long enough for you can see where I am. But once it's done, then I will start adding the ribbons. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add ribbons throughout the design in addition to the bow I'm going to do at the bottom. And then in the center, I'm going to do a wood piece that's going to have the Ohio State emblem on it. Okay? So, anyway, it would be really cool if you'd go get the supplies and you'd start working on one and we could do it together. And that's what I kind of hope is going to happen over the next couple of weeks, is that as I do these videos, that you will have the supplies or I'll send you the kits with all the supplies in it. And that we do them together. I think that'd be kind of fun. Remember, if you on the first paint party, let me know in the comments. Do you want to do the Witches Be Crazy? And I'll post a picture of that one. The Crazy Travel Ladies got together this past weekend at Disney Springs in Orlando, and we did the Witches Be Crazy paintings together. So that's a fun one. It is quite long, right? It's probably 2 hours, so I'll warn you about that one. If you want to do that together as my first paint party, let me know, and I'll get in touch with everybody that's interested on how we'll do that. Or if you just want to do the painted prayer, we'll do that one. It's up to you. And then from there, from then on, I'll kind of give you some ideas, and everybody can pick out what the consensus of opinion of what people want to do. So that's it for this one. I think I'm going to kind of like this one. I hope Josh likes it. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Then I'll put in I can't put the painted prayer, a picture of it, because you know what? I haven't done one yet. Y'all saw that I had that picture, a big, big canvas that has like fish swimming in the ocean that Dan retrieved from that was abandoned in one of the units that he was working in. And I'm going to do like the artist used to do a long time ago. I can see my husband's little face up there. Hi, honey. I'm going to paint over that, and then I'm going to use that as a fresh canvas. So, I haven't done the painted prayer one yet, but I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. So we can, and you can do that in any size canvas too. And I can send you the materials for that if you want that too. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. Make sure you put in the comments, do you want to do the painted prayer, or do you want to do the Witches Go Crazy? or witches be crazy. All right, that'll be our first painting party online. All right, and that one will be a complimentary class. And then after that, there will be a fee, depending on whether you want to just buy your own supplies and I send you the tracer and the supply list, or if I send you the whole kit. Okay, so that's how we'll do that. And then if you like just doing art projects too, we can do the same thing. We can pick out an art project that a lot of you want to do, and I'll offer a class on it. And I will, you know, when you sign up for that class, I will send you the list of the materials, or I can send you the kit with everything in it. All right, so that's it. Don't forget to put down in the comments if there's something in particular, especially if you've seen me posting it on Book Nook and Granny, that you want to learn how to make. And if you don't want to make it, but you like it and you want to buy it, you can do that too. Or if you want something custom made, we can do that. All right. So thank you very much for watching. And let me know what you think, okay? And hopefully I'll have enough of this so we can come back on tomorrow night and work on it some more. All right. Talk to y'all later. I think my husband has dinner waiting for me, so I think I'm going to go eat. Bye-bye, everyone.